my name is Rachel and I am an academic trainer from Australian Direct Tutoring. Today we're going to be learning about persuasive writing. I'm going to be teaching you all of the tips and tricks to constructing the perfect persuasive essay. Okay, what is persuasive writing? Persuasive writing is any written communication with the intention to convince or influence readers to believe an idea or opinion and do an action. Persuasive writing uses logic and reason to show that one idea is more legitimate than another. It attempts to persuade a reader to adopt a certain point of view or take a particular action. That is just a fancy way of saying a persuasive writing is just a written form of communication to try and persuade someone. Pretty simple. Alright, what makes a great persuasive essay? Persuasive texts clearly state your opinion around a specific topic and then repeatedly reinforce your opinions with external facts or evidence. Persuasive writing often uses strong language, so state things definitively and avoid hedging. Persuasive writing also takes advantage of emotive language, words and phrases that describe feelings to encourage the reader to form sentimental connections to the topic. So that's basically just saying persuasive writing uses strong language, so persuasive terms like you must and it is certain, things like that. Alright, key factors. Know your audience, state your position clearly, draw a roadmap, support your arguments with evidence including data, examples and experts, and anticipate and respond to objections. Okay, so the very first thing that you're going to do as soon as you start your persuasive essay is brainstorming. Brainstorming allows you to think more freely without fear of judgment. Brainstorming helps generate a large number of ideas quickly, which can be refined and merged to create the ideal story plan. Grab some paper and colored pencils and write down all your ideas. You do not have to be neat. That is very important. You don't want to waste time trying really hard to be neat. You just want to get all your ideas from your head down onto your paper. Okay. So we've got a few options here of brainstorms for persuasive. So we've got a graphic organizer there, building an argument, and just a big scribble. So mine normally looks like the third one there. So like I said, it does not have to be neat. You're welcome to use these for inspirations for your next brainstorming as well. Okay, the very next thing you're going to do is planning. So the more planning, the better. Usually students get 5 to 15 minutes before an exam to plan their persuasive arguments. Use this time wisely. Try really hard to plan as much as you can because the more planning you have, more likely the better essay you'll have as well. So the things you're going to plan, you're going to plan your topic, what your topic is going to be, your opinion on that topic, your sizzling start, which we'll get more into later, so like the hook that's going to bring your readers in the first sentence you write, your reasons, so your 3 reasons, most of the time it's 3, and your evidence for those reasons. Okay, structure. So this one's very important. This is how you're going to structure your persuasive essay. So we're going to start with the introduction, and then you're going to have your 3 body paragraphs and your conclusion. Okay, criteria. Criteria is a fancy word that just means what the teachers are looking for. The criteria is usually located on the back of your task sheet. It is extremely important to read the criteria because it is essentially a cheat sheet that you can use to get an A. That is entirely true. I cannot stress this enough. The criteria sheet is literally a cheat sheet. If you just go to criteria sheet and look at the A section, it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to get your A. All right, read the task sheet. This is very important. Yeah, like it says, the most important step. So what you're checking for on this task sheet is your word count, your concepts, specifications, requirements, and due dates. All right, so we're going to get into each little bit of that structure and just kind of elaborate more on what you're looking for. All right, so we're going to start with the introduction. The introduction needs a sizzling start or a hook, your first sentence, like it says just there. So a hook, like for example, could be a question. Yeah, it could be as a sound effect. It could be anything really. It could be just got to be something that's really like going to grab your reader's attention. Could even be a loud noise, just anything you can think of. All right, and then we're going to go down to a general sentence. So a general sentence can just be anything about your specific topic. Yeah, basically that's all that is. A thesis statement. So this is going to be your opinion on that topic. So what you think. And then we're going to do your transition statement, which is where you list your 3 reasons as to why you think that. And then you kind of transition it into the first one. So as you can see on the left here, we've got the upside down triangle. That is what you want your introduction to look like. You want to have your sizzling start and then your general sentence. So the closer we get down to the point of the triangle, the more specific you're going to get to do with what the essay is actually about. Just like it says there, general at the top and specific at the bottom. Okay, it also says here, note no new information or references other than quotes. That's very important. A lot of teachers are very picky about that. You don't want to put any evidence or anything like that in your introductions or your conclusions either. Alrighty, body paragraphs. So this is going to be your 3 paragraphs in that middle chunk. Your paragraph should include peel. I'm sure you've heard of peel before, but if not, we're going to go through it today as well. So peel is basically what we're going to use to structure your paragraphs. So your very first sentence in your body paragraphs is going to be the P, which is the point. Make your point. It says here, P, can use a hook or sizzling start at the beginning of your paragraph to further engage the reader. If you look on the bottom here, there's a couple little starters you could use, like first few words for your point sentence. So this is where you're going to list one of your 3 reasons as to why you're giving the point you're giving. Okay, so the next one is E. E is evidence. Evidence. Back it up. Support your point with evidence and examples. So this is going to be where you're going to have your references, you're going to have your experts, all that kind of thing in this section. Once again, down the left, there's little starters for you. And it says here, this is where you provide references and quotes, just like I said then. Awesome. Very next E is explanation, or it also could be elaborate. Teachers have different ones. If you have elaborate, this is just where you elaborate further on your on your evidence. Talk about it more and how it relates to your point. Here it says pretty much the same thing. Explain how your evidence supports your point. Once again, at the bottom there, it's got some starters for you, and it says here, write about the evidence and how it relates to your point. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And the very last one is link. L. Link. Link this to the point. Link this point to the next point in the following paragraph, or back to your overall point. I prefer to link this last sentence to my overall point of the entire essay, but you're free to do whatever you choose. So it says here, conclude your paragraph and link it to the next paragraph. All right, awesome. Here's an example for us. So the red would be the points, blue would be our example, green is our explanation or elaborating, and the purple is the link. Let's have a little look here. Volcanic activity occurs around the Pacific Ring of Fire because many destructive plate boundaries are located here. So that is a very, very clear point, straight to the point, which is really good, giving your opinion straight away. And then as you can see for the blue, one example, there we go, talking about examples, is the destructive boundary between the continental South American plate and the oceanic Pacific plate, which is formed in the, I'm not trying to say that word, Andes Mountains, I think. Yep, so there we go. Example right there. This doesn't use a reference, but your teacher might want you to use one there. Sorry, there was a fly there. Yes, as I was saying, your teacher might want you to use a reference as well. Okay, the next one is explain or elaborate. So this is just where they go on to talk more about that point and about that example. And then the purple link. So this is where they're going to put it all together and relate it to your overall point or link it to the next point they're going to make. So it looks like here they've done the destructive boundaries are all around the Pacific Ring of Fire are the reason for the high volcanic activity. There you go, linking it back to their points. Alrighty, and conclusions. This is the last part of your persuasive essay. As you can see, the conclusion is actually a right side up triangle, which is the opposite of our upside down triangle for the introduction. Okay, so that means that we're going to, the more we go out in our triangle, the further away we're going to get from our topic. So it says return to topic here. When restate your thesis, and then on notes here it says return to the topic, context, persuasive essay, restate your thesis, point out the point that you're trying to make. So yeah, bring up that thesis again, bring up your opinion. Next one is summarize your ideas from each body paragraph. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Go through each paragraph that you've written and just kind of give a little summary about what your beliefs were. And the final one was state what this means. This is your concluding statement. It says, now that your point has been proven, write about what this means for the audience. What will change? What will they need to do now? Call the audience to action. So, for example, something like, now that you understand my point of view, what's the change going to be? What are you going to do about it? Yeah, that's pretty much it for your conclusion. Okay, well, remember, practice makes perfect. So this was a lot of information in very short amount of time. So I would recommend watching this video a few more times, practicing yourself. The more practice you do, the better you will get at your persuasive writing. And yeah, I hope this was really helpful. I hope you guys have a great day and thank you so much for watching. See you later.